Rounding the bases, we have a lot to choose from, and Julio Rodriguez stands out because he is the first player ever with consecutive 25 homer, 25 stolen base seasons to start a career. D-Row, I was thinking of last year for him. Imagine a rookie season where you hit 25 and steal 25. By the way, he's 22 years old.
Wow.
And he won AL Player of the Month, and that kind of coincided with the Seattle Mariners just going on a stratospheric run.
Yeah.
I always talk about where you stand in the clubhouse. When he goes and your superstars go, it allows everybody to kind of settle in and do their job. And once he took off, the Seattle Mariners took off. He is a superstar, no doubt about it. He looks unbelievable in a uniform. I can't imagine at 22 years old having to carry a franchise on a nightly basis. He was the ambassador for the All-Star weekend. Everything that he's had to do, he's handled it with flying colors. So, huge fan.
He hit .429 last month, and to your point, he embraces. I like that he embraces his stardom.
I like it.
If that makes sense.
Youth, power, speed, what a rare combination. In every post-game interview, he says, oh, team first.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here without my team.
No,
he's a pitcher. Every time.
He's a fabulous player. You know who is also a fabulous player at the beginning of his career? That is Jordan Walker. He and fellow Georgia native D-Row Adam Wainwright will head to Atlanta for a series against the Braves. And I love the symmetry of it, right? You've got Jordan Walker, his career is just starting, and this is seemingly the curtain call of another career in Adam Wainwright. I know that series is going to be special to both of them, D-Row.
Absolutely. I think I'll start with Adam Wainwright. Listen, this was a guy who was a first-round pick by the Atlanta Braves, and he came to big league camp right out of high school and endeared himself to a lot of veterans in that clubhouse, myself included. He was always golfing with us. He started the first game against Georgia Tech in spring training. I'll never forget it, watching him go out there because he was supposed to go to Georgia Tech. So to see him take the bump, then he gets traded for J.D. Drew in kind of this blockbuster trade. And you never know with a first-round high school righty, right? They're like the riskiest pick in the draft. What he became and what he's meant to St. Louis, for him to get to come back, a Georgia native, all his family and friends be in there, make his last start at Truist, it's going to be awesome. He's got his work cut out for him with that lineup, though. Yeah. Okay? On the flip side, Jordan Walker, I heard about him coming. He was like Jason Hayward 2.0. Can't miss kind of draft pick coming out of high school at Georgia. So kind of the end of one career and the start of another, but both Georgia natives coming back to Truist is cool.
And Georgia's such a hotbed for talent. I would imagine if you stand out in Georgia, you just stand out. Pete Alonso is from Florida, I think, another hotbed, and he has now put together 3 seasons of 40 home runs. This is going to be a ridiculous statement because Robert and I have hit 0 home runs in the big leagues, and we're forever in awe of what these guys do, but it seems like it has come easy for him, D-Row.
Lauren, he's 40 and 100 every year. Wow. And you could say that about maybe 5 guys in the entire league. He hit 53 as a rookie. I don't know what direction the Mets are going in free agent-wise this offseason. There's a lot of talk when we drive. I drive to go play golf in that tri-state area, talking about should they trade Pete, should they not. You can't get this type of production anywhere else. You're not finding someone who's going to have the skill set offensively that Pete brings to the table for the Mets. That being said, there have been superstars moved before. On a bunch of different teams. And it seems to work out if you can get the right guys. I'll say this. It's going to come down to whether Pete wants to be a Met or not. I mean, if he's asking for Aaron Judge-type money, I think you got to move him.
But what's the comp for a contract? What is it?
What's Matt Olson getting? What's Freddie Freeman getting? What's Paul Goldschmidt getting? What are those guys getting at first base? So if he's wanting double that, I mean, you're not going to hamstring the organization. I know Stevie Cohen's got money to burn, but at the same time, you got to be a little bit realistic. So
Matt Olson,
I think it's kind of going to be up to Pete.
Matt Olson got an 8-year deal worth $168 million. So maybe that's a framework. I don't know. Jackson Holliday, D-Row, he's going to be...
He's a teenager.
He's 19 years old. He's now at the
crazy.
Triple-A level. Does this mean, D-Row, in your mind, that we see him in the bigs opening day 2024?
I certainly hope so. Listen, the lineage is there. I played with his dad, Matt, in St. Louis. There couldn't have been a better dude that I ever played with, a harder worker, and by the way, a monster of a man. Monster. The biggest forearms, catfish bellies, like Kevin Millar likes to talk about. Jackson Holliday, what I love about this is Baltimore's not afraid to move him.
Yeah.
He's kind of dominated at every level, and all their top position player prospects are currently in Norfolk. So maybe they just want him to be around who he's going to be around for the next 15 years and kind of skin his teeth there. I don't know. 19 years old in AAA makes absolutely zero sense to me. The game has changed. When I was coming through the minor leagues, all the top prospects were hanging in AA.
Yeah.
And kind of the journeyman 30-year-old Bull Durham types were in AAA. So maybe it's changed a little bit in the current game, and they want him around their top position player prospects.
Our
Crazy.
Our buddy Dan O'Dowd talks about aircraft carriers.
What's that?
Baltimore Orioles
Yes,
seemingly
1,000,000.
have like 4 or 5 aircraft carriers. It's ridiculous what they're building there in Baltimore.